my November was great. Man, this is my last month working for Ford. This month, starting tomorrow, I move over to
Lincoln. Yeah,
it's about to get live.
Because Lincoln is the luxury brand. It's still the same company essentially, but
about to go down. Now y'all know me. I am the traveling man. I go from job to job to job because I don't be giving a damn. But like this,
he likes this. He's actually excited about it.
This is cool. Aside from that, Thanksgiving was boring as hell. I spent most of it driving everywhere. Like I went from Kissimmee to Melbourne to Boynton Beach to damn Bonita Springs to
Lehigh Acres,
back to Bonita Springs, over to Fort Lauderdale, went to Carol City. Man, I didn't do nothing, but the best part
How many
was
times did you have to stop for gas?
Once.
Are you serious?
I drive a 94 Camry, baby. Don't play with me. Listen, that thing giddy up. And I will say this, shout out to the fine folks. I think the guy's name was Marcus, who owned this lovely home in Bonita Springs. Shouts to Airbnb.
Yeah,
I would never get a hotel again, and that was by far in all the years I've had Airbnbs the best home I have
great
ever damn stayed in.
And where was this?
It was in Bonita Springs.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't see it,
really
but I saw pictures.
Don't get me wrong. You had to ride through a very racist redneck neighborhood to get to this house, but once you got past it, it was lovely, man. 4-bed, 4-bath, upstairs, downstairs.
How did
great
your
kitchen.
wife like it?
Man, she was asleep half the damn time, so I couldn't tell you.
I had a great Thanksgiving. My whole my immediate family all came up, and although it wasn't necessarily like our traditional Thanksgiving where we go to the family member who has the nicest house and likes to host stuff, it was very laid back. It was very calm, and we just got to. It was almost like having Sunday dinner.
You petty.
How am I petty?
You're gonna get to that in a minute. You petty.
How? What did I do? I'm legit lost. What did I do? Anyway, we had a really good time, and it was nice to have family all together because we don't get to see each other very often, especially with some of our some family members living in with us living in different cities. Right. It's not always easy to come together, and it's just nice. It was nice for us to all be in one place and be able to have that camaraderie and things. You know how you meet up with an old friend and it's like you guys never miss a beat. It was kind of like that. So it was a really good deal. I enjoyed it. It was bittersweet though because I was ready for them folks to get up out my house. Yeah,
Thanksgiving was boring, but like the weekend following has been great up to this point. I got to stop by my homie Jake's house. Him and his girl. Fiance now.
They're engaged. Yay!
It's kind of been a secret. They've been engaged for about 6 months.
Okay, that's good. Happy for them.
I don't know if I'm supposed to tell niggas that shit, but
well, I
So
know now.
they were very helpful. They came by. I finally got to try Claudia's Fat Mac.
About damn time they got engaged.
For it, man. It was great.
Fat Mac, how does is it baked?
It's made with a lot of cheese. So if you're a person that is not good with milk products, I am warning you in advance. Stay away
but
from
is it baked?
It's I don't know. I didn't get to see how it was made. I just got with it when it was done.
Okay, but on your plate, never mind.
It was crunchy at the top. But that's because they spit bacon bits at the top. So I don't know.
Oh.
But it was worth it. They had like 20 pounds of chicken. They still got chicken over there. I'm definitely gonna stop back by and get some chicken. They got spicy strawberry honey glazed chicken.
Ooh, I want to stop by and get some of their chicken too because there ain't no more food in my house.
They're giving it away because they can't sit it in the fridge all day. It's like, look, this is good chicken. It's like they was telling people come get the chicken. It's like, listen,
I'll come get some. We have
too much.
I legit have no I have a square of my baked macaroni left. A square. Enough to put on the small little corner of the plate, the little small division. I have enough macaroni to put in that, and some fried turkey. Everything else has been devoured. I think I might have a half a pan of candied yams left.
Shout out to everybody that came by. Shout out to Thick James, because he on the swole thing. We're gonna like 5 James.
Bald James.
I call him Thick James. Everybody else.
That's kind of gay, bro. That sounds kind of off.
They call him Thick James. I just roll with it. I call him Cue Ball.
That's why I said Bald James.
So, no, there's another Bald James too. So I can't even call him that. And he's black. So
you call him Thick James.
They call him Thick James.
Well, you just called him Thick James.
I said too. I'm comfortable with mine. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But we played Smash Brothers. We got to watch Raid Redemption. That movie is great.
What? Raid
Redemption.
Oh, Raid.
If you get the chance, it's a movie that's 8 years old. Go see it. Speaking of Thanksgiving, I felt like now more than ever because Thanksgiving hadn't even arrived, and all the Christmas shit.
Are we
It's out.
live on the Black Blanket page? Are you
I do not know.
on your
But
Facebook?
If we're not, then
we should probably do that in the future.
come January, because we got time. The things be organized a lot better. But that's coming for later.
Somebody just said the honey glazed chicken sound nice.
It is.
I want some.
I hope you don't get it. I know you ain't gonna get it. I hope you don't get none. I hope you don't get none. Nope.
This is not ATL, okay?
Nope. That was actually the
That-
Friday after next. Remember when he was trying to get with the special? He's like, I hope you don't get it.
Oh,
Nope,
that
nope,
one. Yeah.
nope.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
It's.
You're right.
I actually didn't have it. I had the regular honey glazed chicken. I haven't had the strawberry spicy honey glazed chicken. So I'm actually curious to see how that's gonna taste.
They drumsticks be huge
But
because
if
these
I
are
know-
the way when they cook. They don't cook like
If
small
I
little
know-
itty bitty chicken. They cook the big
They got
turkey
those
drumsticks.
Those like county fair size.
Yes,
chicken
that's what I
legs.
meant. Yeah,
And it's like I had one. I was like, it was like, you want another? I was like, no.
I can't handle no more.
God no. So, but
Shout out to Jake and Claudia. I'm coming by to get my
I feel
chicken.
I feel like Thanksgiving is the holiday we could pass over at this point because I don't see too much hype around it these days. Outside of the food, it's like,
Right. It was just.
Okay, so let me tell you why Black Friday the stores weren't crowded. Everybody shopping online. There's a lot of cyber sales, and then they used
Black
to
Friday
do.
wasn't Black Friday-ish to me. Neither.
They used to do Black Friday and then Cyber Monday, but
Right.
because everybody's shifting over to the technology for everything for people to be able to shop online, there's so many Black Friday sales online. There's no point in people stampeding over one another to get into the stores on Black Friday, where
Not to
you can sit
mention-
at home from your computer at 2 a.m. and order stuff.
And I would say this, if people are going to get offended, most of the people that, I'm not going to say most people, most of our people are not exactly the most savvy at online shopping, which is why we see most of our folks out there still bum rushing stores and whatever. Where you can just like sit back.
I don't think I've ever gone Black Friday shopping. I love
Never.
shopping online. The only
just
the only
way more
caveat for me to shopping online is that
Waiting.
waiting. I hate the waiting process.
But
But
I'm an Amazon Prime member, so
my thing is, my only caveat is like when I buy clothes, not all of my clothes, depending on how it's cut, it fits differently. So I don't have the ability to try it on before I buy it. So you kind of have to guesstimate how it's gonna fit and what size to get. I mean, you can always send it back if it doesn't fit, but then you have to wait again for them to
this
reship
brings us
it.
to our next sponsor, who should also be cutting me a goddamn check. What's the name of that company that be sending you clothes once a month?
Stitch Fix.
Shout out to Stitch Fix. Stitch Fix is a company that
I
sends you
love Stitch Fix.
custom clothes tailored to your style.
It's
and
not
size.
custom clothes. You
I
have
said
a
it's custom.
You have a custom stylist
Fine,
based on
fine,
your
fine.
style
Yeah,
profile.
you tell them that.
Yeah, your style. You have a stylist based on your style profile who picks out clothes according to what your style profile says, and then they create a box for you, and they send you clothes, and you can pick your frequency. You can do it once a month, once a week, every other week, however you want to do it.
Careful, it can get pricey.
It can, and so the way that it works is that once they ship it to you, you don't have to pay for the clothes off top. You have time to see which ones you want to keep, and you only pay for what you keep. So they do charge you a styling fee, which is like $20. But then when you go to check out whatever you keep, it goes towards your styling fee goes into it. So if you want to buy a pair of jeans and the jeans cost $30, you get $20 off those $30 jeans because of your styling fee, and then you only have to pay an additional $5 or $10.
Why does Anton bring up Stitch Fix money?
See, I wouldn't have did that. Honestly, my sponsorships, I wait until we actually have a contract and I'm getting paid before I start doing promotions like that. Speaking of which, shout out to Cocoa Sky Liquor. This is the free one. But shout out to Cocoa Sky Liquor and Matthew Flack. He's a good friend of mine from college, and he has a liquor company. And Cocoa Sky Liquor, I'm personally not a drinker, but I've heard great things about it. I've heard that it's almost like a rum cream.
Where are they located?
I don't think they have a brick and mortar. So he's not the actual he's not a distributor. So he works with liquor companies, and he actually is running he's hiring for $20 an hour tasters, so you can go to the liquor stores and basically he can explain it better, where you basically go to the liquor store and do a tasting, and you set up a table for like 3 or 4 hours and you do the tasting, and he pays $20 an hour.
Famo, you gonna need to cut that check.
So yeah, if you have questions about being a taster, you can reach out to myself, or and I can give you Mr. Flack's information, or I can be the liaison to help you get in contact with him. But again, it pays $20 an hour. It's usually maybe like 4 or 5 hours at the most.
So you haven't had any of this stuff?
Coco, I don't drink. He said he'll send me a free bottle, but I told him I didn't want it.
I want any of y'all in 2020 to understand this right now, okay? The Black Blanket is down to whore ourselves out for any company, okay? The integrity is not here. Give me the check, baby.
Speak for yourself.
Give me the check. But I want to let you know now.
I'll get a bottle. I'll get a bottle from him, because he said he could send us a bottle or a case or something.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll speak to him about that.
If the product is trash, don't think the money
I've heard
you paid
great things about it, though.
It's not going to save you if the product's trash. You know me, I'm a light drinker. I like Smirnoff Ice. You know what I'm saying? You know, basically what they call the peach drinks. So you know what I'm saying? Like listen.
You said you grew up on that.
Right.
He was like, try some cremas. Get the girl stuff on your chest.
I'm good.
But I'm thinking it's towards that. It's like a rum cream. It's like a coconut rum cream, from what I'm hearing.
I like creams, so creams might be good. See, we already on the
You
same
like
page.
cream?
I like creams. Who pausing for what? It's not like I said I gotta pop myself. Like, come on now. Chill. Listen, November was great. Black Friday was great. You know what I'm saying? I did some shopping myself. I am quite pleased with the things that I've purchased myself and
What
others
you
for
bought
Christmas.
on Black Friday?
Don't you worry your pretty little black head about it, because I know the people that's going to receive the gifts Anton has purchased and that Fed has purchased. Okay, these two different things right here. Fed got some stuff. Anton got some stuff. The recipients will be more than pleased, I can promise you, and I wish you would. Try me after you get your gifts, because I got a nice, I'm telling you, I'm the king of returning stuff.
So
I'm the king of returning stuff.
I like that Prince meme that they put out, the people that is expecting gifts. I ain't got no money.
I'm out here. Okay.
I mean, until I get this promotion, if I get this promotion.
You say if one more time, we're going to fight. The change that kicked up over here, I'm trying to tell y'all. We need that check. But nonetheless,
cut that check.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, man.
So they can cut that check.
1,000%. When we come back, we was going to talk about the Dolphins, who I'm 1,000% positive have already won the game, but you know, players fuck up. You know,
What's up with your boy Mark Walton?
Wait.
What happened?
What's up with your boy Mark Walton?
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to the Dolphins, because I want to make sure you're still here when we talk about this, but I know when you come back, I know you attended 2 high-profile events.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about.
I can't believe you put that on the show.
I have to.
Yes, Wilson out here making big moves, y'all. Don't sleep on Wilson.
So when we come back,
That's money man right there.
we're gonna go pay these bills, and when we come back, we want my man Wilson to cue us in on these exclusive events he done pulled up to.
Yay.
Didn't give us the goddamn invites.
Right, I would have wanted to meet Super Cindy and Trina.
Last minute. They're always last minute stuff.
That's the quick excuse. It's cool. I'm not saying I didn't
That
say
Super
lying.
Cindy
I
one
didn't-
was not
I
last
didn't-
minute, because
I
you
didn't
have been
say-
talking about that for a
I didn't
minute.
say it was lying, but come on, bro. Come on. It's the Black Blanket. We'll be right back. What's our new DJ?
Nestle.
Nestle.
Like the chocolate.
Spin us something. It's the Black Blanket. We'll be right back after these commercials.
You are now tuned in to K1ng Radio, the #1 independent radio station in South Florida.
All I ever wanted was a 7-track. 7-track. 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 All I ever wanted was a dunk with the funk. Spray that bit down with candy. Make sure that you add the flake. King on the license plate. Wood grain and some tick just to hide a player face. Few Cubans on my neck, you can tell I'm getting paid. Drop the top on them hoes, all this ice, I don't need shade. Hypnotized by them blades while I'm creeping down the block. 9 on my laptop, AK in that trunk, bitch. Try me if you won't, jit. My vibe don't interrupt it. Can I live? Can I chill? Sipping, spinning the wheel. Ain't trying to do the dash, we ain't got no need to rush. Roll through, start up a fuss. Hating niggas wish they was us. Laughing while we feel like all I ever wanted was a 7 track. 7 track. All I ever wanted was a 7 track. 7 track. All I ever wanted was a 7 track. 7 track. All I ever wanted was a 7 track.
You know what it do? I swear all I ever wanted was a 7 tray to ride to school. I wanted it on so bad, I went and got me a deuce. I wanted it on so bad, I got the first one I seen. A Dade County street dream came true. Ooh wee, never pressed about speed. I wanted to drive to the Keys. 4-5 on the seat, AC on freeze. Real leather, no leather, paint wet as the sea. The young niggas in the forest ain't second to me. Trump beating, the people on my street ain't getting no sleep. Because of this Chevy, my neighborhood forever know me. A real nigga coming through, old school Impala coupe. Swoop in the back window, feeling like my Uncle Moose. A game changing, lane changing ass nigga named Billion. I might go put the motherfucking stars in the ceiling. Going hard on Collins, leave it parked for the pictures. And fuck these niggas, shit, I dropped it for the bitches, nigga. What?
All I ever wanted was a 7 track. 7 track. All I ever wanted was a 7 track. 7 track. All I ever wanted was a 7 track. 7 track. All I ever wanted was a 7 track. 7 track.
You are now tuned in to K1ng Radio, the #1 independent radio station in South Florida.
You know who else should be cutting us a check right now?
Who?
Taco Bell.
Really? Did you promo for Taco Bell?
Nah, but you know, they sent some free samples outside, and we have a missing member because of this.
Oh, Jesus. Let me give a first shout out to everybody who's tuning in right now to my Facebook page. I appreciate each and every one of you. Even if you tune in just for that 1 or 2 minutes just to see what in the world is Wilson on live for, what is going on, this is what it is. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, all right? Thank you so much.
And I'm gonna need y'all to stop attacking my mans, yo.
Oh,
Like,
Jesus Christ, man.
y'all need to leave my mans alone. Listen. I've been wanting to say this for a minute because y'all been harassing my mans over here, yo. Like, let him be. He just a reporter, dog. He ain't choosing no sides. He just put it out there. If it's already public, you can't get mad at that, dog. Y'all know better. Y'all gotta let that man live. Let that man live. But neither, you know, speaking of things that you got into, hopefully this doesn't offend anybody. You went to 2 high-profile events over the last couple of weeks. Can you please tell us more about them? I want to know.
Which one is it that you
Start with the Super Cindy and Trina joint. I definitely want to hear about that.
So big shout out to Super Cindy.
Okay.
She's very well. Everybody knows who Super Cindy is. If you live in Miami, you live in New York, you live wherever, you've heard of the name Super Cindy.
Facts.
But Super had an event last weekend, this past weekend. It was called Brunch for a Cause. Basically, it was a fundraising event to raise money for children. Basically, she's teamed up with Trina, which has her organization, which is called Diamond Doll Foundation.
Okay.
And Super Cindy has her foundation, which is called Super Friends. And they both teamed up to hold this event to raise money for underprivileged kids, to help raise money not only for that, but for families who are in need. And it was a great event. We went out to the station, did a little promo there, and then on the day of the event, we went out to cover it. She had some of her celebrity friends that were on hand for it. Was Amara La Negra from Love and Hip Hop Miami. Oh, wow. She was there. Obviously, Trina was there. Bobby Lights. I don't know who these people. I don't follow the whole Love and Hip Hop. What do you call it? The franchise.
Listen, all you need to know, if you watch Love Hip Hop Miami, Trina's the one that don't play that. America La Negra is the one with the big afro. That's not hers. And then you got Bobby, whatever his
That's
name
not
is.
her hair?
No, it's not her hair.
I always keep thinking that's her hair.
And
Because
then-
every time she's around, she's always with that. She's
Yeah.
always with the afro. But she was
Oh,
there.
I thought that was her hair.
Yes, Jules was there. She's, I think, a social media influencer.
Okay.
Oh, somebody dozing off.
A lot of local people that are out there to support her. And it was a great event.
You got to speak into the mic, Wilson.
Great event. Great
So that was down at No Me Cafe,
Yeah, No
right?
Me Cafe in North Miami.
Shouts to No Me Cafe.
Yeah.
Cut that check.
Cut it.
And then the other
The
event.
Overtown, my city.
Yes, the Overtown Music Festival. Mind you, this happened a few months ago, but I was just able to put out the video.
Oh, I'm late.
I did put out video performance and stuff like that, but did a actual.
I thought it was
recording
recent. I'm bugging.
about it was this year, just recently.
Okay.
Basically,
she falling asleep.
oh my gosh, she fell asleep.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
There you go. No, you good.
The life of a father.
Facts.
She's the Overtown Music Fest. I think it was a 4th annual or 6th annual, if I'm not mistaken. Where there was several different artists: Fred Hammond, Mario, Neo, Yolanda Adams. There were some other big names too. But when we went to cover that event, the only 2 people we caught up with was Mario and Yolanda. We weren't able to interview Yolanda because she was in the middle of performing on stage, and by that time we had to clear for breaking news. So it was just one of those kind of stuff. But I did get the opportunity to talk to Mario. He talked about the event itself, how a lot of people spend money to go to these concerts, to buy, to go and watch their favorite performance to perform. But for him to come out to Overtown and just do a performance, to perform for free.
Oh, that's what's up.
Was good for him. And which I didn't know. Mario claimed, well, he didn't claim, but he said that he once lived in South Florida for 2 years before he branched out.
I can testify to that. He was definitely here for 2 years.
I didn't.
How you know?
I can definitely confirm that.
How you know?
I'll get into that later off the show.
Okay, but he was, he lived in South Florida for 2 years before leaving.
You went to school with him or something?
He knows the.
He's from Baltimore.
Oh.
Right, he knows what it is to live in South Florida, and then basically.
So he knows how expensive it is. Yeah.
So he talked about just that. We spoke to Michael Gardner, who's the CEO and president of this company called Headliner Marketing Group. He's the guy that basically books the artists. If you're doing an event and you're trying to get a famous celebrity to come out to perform at your event, whatever it is, he's the guy that was in charge of the artists that were on hand for this year's event. We also spoke to the commissioner, K1ng about the event as well, and that was pretty much it. It was a good event, great event. Everybody enjoyed themselves, and that was pretty much it. And he also talked about him being on Empire. As you know, Empire. There's 2 more episodes left.
I don't follow the season, so I don't know.
He's on that, and he explained what his role is on that, and that's pretty much it. So those are 2 good events, yeah.
So.
And there's a couple events coming up for Art Basel. For anyone who's into Art Basel, there's a few events. There's an event that's going to be happening.
Don't hate, Fed.
In Little Haiti. So there's somebody that's supposedly that's going to entertain it, that's going to be out there. That somebody wants me to come out and interview. I haven't finalized it. I have to see it, and so I'll definitely let you guys. I'll definitely feature you guys.
Funny enough, all these years that we've had Art Basel, I've never gone to Art Basel. Not once.
Me too, to be honest with you, I've never.
My cousins and friends have all gone.
All the craziness, but I'm not.
I think just that many people it just gives me anxiety just thinking about being down there. And then
I got fired from my job during Art Basel.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because he went down there to do an interview, so he was following.
It was for K1ng. I was worth it, baby. Yeah.
You found a better.
Check that out.
You found a better job now, anyway.
Yeah, in fact, I did go to Art Basel. It was once, and that was it. It was in Wynwood, and that was it.
Where is it ever anywhere else other than Wynwood?
No, it's all over.
Oh,
It's
okay.
on the beach.
I mean, it's everywhere, but it's largely concentrated into Wynwood.
Right,
Okay.
Right.
It's Overtown, niggas. I keep telling you,
Yeah.
white folks that have been saying it for 3 years, don't let these white people get you messed up.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I don't go. I mean, not to say that, because there's a lot of, I used to hang out in, there was a warehouse specifically in Wynwood that, I used to spend a lot of time at. I wouldn't say a lot of time, but we knew people that had a warehouse down there, so we would go down there.
The gray area.
Was the gray? No, the gray. Oh yeah, it was the gray area. It was in Wynwood, right? Yeah. So
it's Overtown. White people, see, she gonna get y'all hurt.
I mean, I only call it Wynwood because that's what people call it now. So
But so people who's from Overtown will always know that as Overtown.
No,
it is Overtown. There is no Wynwood, yo.
See, the funny thing is, I knew there was a young lady and a guy that went to my church. I have multiple church homes, by the way, that I've attended, but they used to live down there, and they went to, I forgot the name of the school, Ruben Dario. No,
Ruben Dario.
Is that no, not Ruben Dario. Is it?
Oh my God, I know exactly what you're.
Anita Hartner. I think that's the name of the school.
Anita Hartner Elementary.
Yeah, there's some school there, and they said Wynwood, and I'm like, I've never heard of that place. And when we drove over there, I was like, we're in Overtown. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, okay, and they're like, no, this is not Overtown, it's Wynwood. I'm like, okay, whatever you want to say, whatever makes you feel better. But I mean, I call it Wynwood. I give because that's what people recognize it as. I'm not gonna go around and say, "Oh, I shop at Target," and it's Target. It's Target. People do that, but to me, I feel like people when they do that, it's a joke. So But anyway, I've been down there enough to see the graffiti and all of the different art on the wall, so I've had the chance to appreciate it without all the tourists and people walking around and ogling the walls and taking pictures. And it's for me, it's just like it takes away from the true aesthetic, because when it's oversaturated with tourists and people being there, and just I'm not into the socialist part of it. I want to enjoy the art for what it is.
Art Basel sucks, my nigga. Like, let's be clear.
Be nice.
Ain't no be nice. Art Basel's trash. Art Basel is essentially.
No, but here's the thing. You have a lot of vendors. You have a lot of vendors who come out there and they indulge in the opportunity to interact with customers and people who they would never had the chance to be in contact with.
Are
because
these people from Miami?
No, they're not.
To Miami?
But here's the thing. Oh, you talking about the vendors? Are they from Miami? Most of them, I know most of them are. A lot of them are, because I have friends who are vendors at these events, and it's a good networking opportunity. You meet a lot of people that you didn't even know were in the business. You have a lot of jewelry makers, a lot of people who produce products that, I wouldn't necessarily say are a need, but people would enjoy. And Art Basel is kind of like a congregation ground for those type of individuals and those type of vendors. So I wouldn't say that it sucks. It's just not my cup of tea. It's a very good opportunity. I'm just saying it is a good opportunity.
I ain't gonna say it's not. I won't say that. So, people, the visitors who are planning to, migrate down to South Florida next weekend for Art Basel.
Oh, it's next weekend?
It's literally the first weekend.
I know where I won't be.
Week of, it's a whole South Florida thing, but it's mostly in Wynwood. The whole week between the 8th all the way to the 15th of December, okay? Let me warn you right now in advance, because I know y'all think stuff's sweet around here, okay? I'm not trying to paint a dangerous picture of Overtown for you, but I need you to understand. You're getting a phone call. Folks, when you come off of 2nd Avenue, Miami Avenue, 36th, 29th, 20th, 14th, and 10th, when you are not on those streets or Biscayne, you're in Overtown. Okay?
Don't make the wrong turn off of them tourist streets.
I gotta really put my Stephen A. voice on now. I just want y'all to be careful. Because when you make the wrong turn off one of them 5 streets, you're in Overtown. And no one can protect you once you leave off of the Wynwood streets into Overtown. Because it's not only the season for y'all to make y'all money, it's stick-up season.
Because they know y'all tourists are out there.
For the pro folks out there. So let me give you a few tips to help you out when you get down there. 3.
What street is that laundromat on?
Which laundromat?
That laundromat, that main laundromat in Overtown. I don't know.
That's 20th. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
When you pass under that thing that go by Lindsay Hopkins, whatever.
Yeah.
That's
you know what laundromat I'm talking about.
Don't.
Yeah.
Rule number 1. If someone is outside with one of those construction vests on saying they can park your car for you, Don't get that nigga your keys.
I'll watch your car for you. If he say he gonna watch your car, that's a clear sign. Don't trust that man.
And if they giving you instructions on where to go park your car, don't take that advice. Because where that car can be parked, they know where it's going. You don't know what's going to happen around where you parking that car. Don't do that. Rule number 2. If you ain't already in Wynwood by midnight, don't bring your ass there. Because you're going to run into problem number 1. Because only those people in the vest that they probably stole from a construction site somewhere from an abandoned building will know all the places that you will have available left to park, which will probably be on one of those streets in Overtown and not in Wynwood. You see how this is all linking together right now? Follow me for a second. And rule number 3. Oh my God. If you so happen to be a person that did not drive down there, don't hop your ass on the number 2, the number 9, the number 10, or the number 3 after 8 o'clock. Because I can promise you, you're not getting out of any of those areas within 30 minutes.
What?
You're not making it. So that's all the advice I'm going to give you. Anything else, you're on your own. But I'm trying to save lives, because these are the things that if you do right, you will not get harmed. You can thank the Fed for that later.
See, I needed those tips because
those
I ain't from
are my
Overtown.
Art Basel tips. I'm just trying to help y'all out.
See, and for people like me who kind of grew up in Miami and don't have as much information like he does about Overtown, because I ain't spent too much time in Overtown. Most of the time when I went to Overtown, I was driven there by somebody who lived there, and I went to their house, and then we got back in the car and got the hell up out of Dodge. So, and the only reason they lived there is because they were dealing with somebody who lived there, so she wasn't from there either. But nonetheless,
that's Art Basel in a nutshell. Art Basel
I just stay out of Overtown.
Want to come down and act like they're actually indulging in art, and for all the artists who normally don't be their ass in Miami throughout the entire year to come down and cake up off these super high fancy performances in the middle of these warehouses that you know should not be charging much to get into a goddamn warehouse with a stage on it. It is ridiculous and don't make no damn sense. Speaking of shit that don't make no sense in Miami, the Dolphins won today. Yeah.
Oh, you got the final score?
37-31. They defeated the Eagles, who have dropped down to 5-7, while the Dolphins improved to 3-9. Now, when we were last here in October, okay, the Dolphins were 0-7. We figured, damn, this is going to be a bad year. Then the minute we took off, the Dolphins rattled off 2 wins in a row, beat the Jets, who were also winless at that point in time, beat the Indianapolis Colts. Good job. Went up against the Patriots, got that ass handed to them, and then lost their last game by about 30-something points. Neither here nor there. They come back today, put up the most points they put up all season. Now, you're probably wondering, Fed, this is a great thing. The Dolphins did not have a winless season. This is not great.
Because now they're going to mess up their draft picks.
For those of you that are actually following sports, and I wish I was here to talk with Joey T during the week. By the way, tune in to Sports Talk with Joey T. What is that? Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I think from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
3 to 5.
Or it might be 1 to 3. Somebody time check me on that. 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Is he out there?
You said Sports Talk with Joey T?
Yeah, Sports Talk with Joey T.
2 to 3.
2 to 3? Is it Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, right?
Yeah.
Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, tune in to Sports Talk with Joey T. He will have more on this. But I want to say this. As a Dolphins fan, I am happy that they won because I want them to go out there and fight every time. But as a person that also has to plan for long-term things, you have to understand something. The Dolphins started off this year getting rid of a lot of pieces, moving things around. They got rid of Jarvis Landry last year. They got rid of J.J. when they went to Super Bowl 2 years before that. They got rid of Micah Fitzpatrick to the Steelers. Unloaded off Cameron Wake. And also got rid of, I think it was Laramie Tunsil. It might have been. He might still be with the team.
When they traded Jarvis Landry and Wake and J.J. Oh my gosh, I was so upset about that.
Here's the thing. Like, as a person that follows sports closely and follows the team, I understand that this is still a business. Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, I get it.
Jarvis Landry, at the end of the day, is a 5'9" receiver.
So?
He's not tall. You cannot pay someone.
Don't be discriminating against the short people.
You cannot pay someone. You cannot pay someone who is that short, like a receiver one, like a Kenny Stills, who was also let off, or a Devontae Parker, who caught 3 touchdown passes today, if I'm not mistaken. That guy's like 6'4". That's a guy who you threw the bomb up to. He can go up there and go get it. You can't pay someone who's 5'9" to go catch long bombs. Now, neither here nor there. So the Dolphins unloaded off many high-profile players on our team to acquire draft picks. Okay, We had 5 draft picks between the first and second rounds alone. Now, when the season started, we were 0-7, and we had literally no doubt in our mind that we would secure the number 1 overall draft pick. Then we won 2 games and went down to 2-7, which decreased our chances from like damn near 100% of the first round pick down to about 65%. The only team that has more losses than us at this point are the Cincinnati Bengals, who are 0-11. They have not won a game yet. Okay, so it's almost a guaranteed shot that they will get the number 1 overall pick, but we still got a chance. If we lose the rest of our games, not saying we should go out there and do that. We can still win these games. Now, the number 1 overall pick, despite his injury right now, if you're following college football, is almost guaranteed to be the quarterback for the Alabama Crimson Tide, Roll Tide. Tua, I can't pronounce his last name. He's probably Samoan or some shit. So he's injured, but he was projected to be the number 1 overall pick, despite the fact that the Alabama Crimson Tide are not the number 1 team in the country, which belongs to Auburn at this point in time. The Tigers, who are the number 1 team. We need a new quarterback. We got rid of Tannehill, traded him off to the Tennessee Titans. We have Ryan Fitzpatrick, who has played for 8 teams. He is 37. He will be 37 this year. So, relatively old guy for football, relatively young guy, considering that we're all in our 30s ourselves. So, it is what it is. So, you have this team that is who people want to tank for Tua. That was the whole slogan. Tank for Tua, lose all the games, get the number 1 overall draft pick. And then if we would have lost all our games, we would have had high picks for our 3 picks in the first round. Now, the way it's going to look, we have a less than 10% chance of getting the number 1 overall draft pick, which, if Tua rebounds, we can get that. We have a 50% chance of getting a top 5 or top 10 pick, and then, of course, we still have, a top pick overall because we have 3 picks in the first round, unless someone tries to, negotiate with us and take one of our picks for another one of their picks in the future, which I advise the Dolphins, do not do this. I don't care what the other teams offer come April 2020. Leave your picks in place unless you get a really, really good offer. Now, some of the fans are upset that the Dolphins have decided to bust out these moves and go ahead and start taking down teams and winning games. I personally don't have a problem with this. My biggest problem with Dolphins management has always been you have done things that have helped immediately, but even the immediate things you have done do not
help in the long run. Success. Yeah.
Okay? Getting rid of Jay Ajayi was okay because Kendrick Drake is a much better running back, but Kendrick Drake has been out with injury. You get rid of Mika
Karma.
You get rid of no. This is great business. You get rid of Mika Fitzpatrick, who, though your overall number 1 pick when you drafted him the year prior, has not been able to produce numbers. Not for us nor the Pittsburgh Steelers. So when he came in and balled on us, that's just one game. We're not going to say, oh, this is karma. Look, he ain't doing what he doing over there for them neither. So it is what it is. Jarvis Landry got traded over to the Browns, who were damn near winless the year before when he got traded over there, and got paired up with his old LSU classmate, Odell Beckham Jr. So they're already in sync with each other.
In camaraderie, yep.
And one of the hottest quarterbacks out there balling right now, Baker Mayfield, who, again, the Cleveland Browns don't have, like, the best record either. They're still a losing team with a losing record. But they're doing good, and there's much excitement about them. But you cannot pay a 5'9" receiver to be the number 1 overall receiver for your team when you have Devontae Parker, who he was sketchy at first, who has recovered from injury and went out there and started whooping ass. He is balling. He's got the most catches on the team. He's got the most yards per carry, yards after catch on the team. So we've clearly made the right decisions, and if we build around this team, and if we get a proper quarterback, because again, Josh Rosen is one of our up-and-coming quarterbacks who's studying behind Ryan Fitzpatrick. Has a chance to go out there and show us stuff if Ryan Fitzpatrick does not stay around. Now, I have no doubt that if we get a high-profile quarterback in the draft next year, Ryan Fitzpatrick will be let go. And that's okay. He doesn't mind. He knows what he came here to do. He's old enough to understand that this is the business of football. Josh Rosen will probably end up still being the number 2 quarterback, but however we draft for the number 1 quarterback. So the question remains, what do we do overall to improve our chances of having long-term success? These are my ideas. I hope that Brian Flores, who came over from the Patriots to become our head coach, heeds my words, and follows my advice. Number 1, you have a great receiving core. Albert Wilson is back from injury. He's going to give you yards. Keep Mike Gesicki, our tight end.
Who?
Mike Gesicki. Keep our tight end healthy. Pay that man. Don't go crazy with it, but pay that man. And above all else, keep Devontae Parker. I don't care what it takes. Keep Devontae Parker. Okay.
Watch they trade him now.
He's going to get it. Get that money, Devontae. keep Devontae Parker, okay? If you can, and the quarterbacks don't pan out, let's say Tua doesn't like rebound from his injuries in time for the draft, I'd say even keep Ryan Fitzpatrick, because when Rosen was in, he didn't win any games, but every game we've won has been with Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback. It just is what it is.
Side note, interjection. Shout out to Taco Bell for this spicy ranch sauce, boy. This thing right here is off the chain.
I need that money.
That spicy ranch, hey B, this spicy ranch, boy, it is lit.
I need that money. Like, you're not gonna keep getting free promo off us, okay? So I need that. So the first 3 picks are crucial from when we have the 2020 draft, but I think the ones that people are sleeping on are the 2 picks that we have in the second round. Now, what happens in the draft is that many high-profile athletes in college, sometimes because of whatever issues they have, fall off the first round and end up getting, picked up in the second and third, fourth, fifth, and sixth rounds for steals of deals. So I want Miami to make sure that even if you don't get the best picks for the first round when you get your 3, pay close attention to what you do with the second round, because that can make or break what happens with the next year. But as far as how we finish the rest of this year, we're 3-9 right now. We can only win 4 more games to end up 7-9, which is about the same record we had last year. So, but there's still room for improvement. This is only Brian Flores' first year. And secondly, teams. I don't care what sport you are. If a team coach does not do good in their first year, stop firing niggas after 1 year. You're not helping anybody by not letting this man get his feet on him. He's got to see what he's working with. And you're giving him, you brought him in with these picks that are coming up for the 2020 draft. So give the man a shot, okay? You didn't give him much to work with, and he still eked out 3 wins so far and has a chance to win 4 more. I don't foresee the Dolphins beating the Patriots, again when they play them. We already lost them once. I feel like we're going to lose them again. And then we got 3 other teams who all have losing records last time I checked. So we have a chance to win 3 more games.
When the last time the Pats changed their coach?
They haven't.
My
Bill
point.
Belichick has been their coach, but understand, they have a system there that works, and they also haven't changed their quarterback either. So things that work for them. It is what it is. But
Belichick, that boy, that man right now.
Nonetheless, you wanted to talk about one of our players. I'm guessing he got
What's
in
up with
trouble.
your boy Mark Walton?
What did he do? What did he do?
Please tell them since you want to put him out
Mark
there.
got into an incident with a woman. I guess I'm assuming it's his girlfriend. Beat her up, or they got into a fight. And mind you, he ended up finding out that she was pregnant.
After he beat her up.
Allegedly.
First of all, you're not Ocho Cinco. You cannot go around headbutting people and thinking you're going to get away with it.
No. Evelyn Lozada headbutted Ocho Cinco.
Oh.
So that's different.
He had to set the record straight. You see what I'm saying?
But anyways, when he got out of jail,
Uh-huh.
you know how the news cameras or whatever waiting for you to bond out,
Yep.
Yeah.
walk out. Instead of like how normal people just walk out and just whatever, doesn't say anything, no comment, just walk away.
He started going off.
Dude, this guy walked out and as if he was actually in the football field. He did some kind of
He shook him. He tried to shake them.
he shook the reporters.
I ran off. He took a run.
Listen,
You guys have to see the video.
Wow,
He shook
wow.
the-
while that might be funny,
He
you gotta
shook the
understand
reporters. He was like,
that he just wants people to
and
know.
And he skipped away. Like
He just wants people to know he still got it. Okay?
he still
Like,
got. He got. That boy said, "I got
still
Matt
got it.
Twinkle Toes."
So there ain't nothing to say on that. What you want? Like if you fresh getting out of jail, what you need to show people is that I'm still ready to play football.
That's
It is what it is. Speaking of football, and I want to touch on this real quick before we go to break because I know you about to get ready to head out. For those of you that didn't know, Colin Kaepernick finally had a workout, and there was a whole fiasco behind it where
What? Who?
Colin Kaepernick had a workout. The NFL agreed to give him a workout where I think it was 24 teams were actually coming to see. They had staff from 24 teams. Many of the people that were coming from these
Oh,
teams.
that's what they were talking
Many
about.
of the people that were coming from these teams were black people in the organization. So I don't want to hear none of that bullshit about, it's a conspiracy. No, people that were in some of these organizations from these teams were black people who were trying to get this man to play. And I guarantee you, if he would have just worked out, despite whatever waiver they gave this man to sign from the NFL, it's like, look, the NFL has to protect himself. At the end of the day, if you hold your own workout and they're inviting you to give you a chance to show that you can still play, they need you to sign a waiver that says, look, if none of these teams pick you up, you cannot sue us. There's nothing wrong with that because who's to say that couldn't happen? I'm not saying that it would have happened. Who's to say it couldn't have happened? Right. Who said that if you don't get put up by a team, you feel away and you decide to sue? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm for the NFL protecting his ass because that's not fair to be like, oh, you worked out, but no team has to hire you. It's not.
It's not a guarantee. It's almost like going to a job interview. We don't have to hire you just because you can.
You show up, and that's cool. You can do your thing. But what you do when you decide not to sign whatever paperwork you have, you decide to, at the last minute, the day of, move your workout to a high school literally like 50 miles away from
the original location.
From the Falcon Stadium to some high school. And only 8 teams get to show up.
Oh, wow.
And then you answer no questions from the media, and then you tell them that, yo, the NFL knows what it is. They're scared to talk. Y'all know how to find me. They did know how to find you. They had to find you at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in the Atlanta Falcons field. That's where you had more opportunities to be seen because you don't want to play by their rules. And again, this is their organization. It's a privately owned goddamn company.
Yeah, the NFL is supposed to be a non-profit organization.
Like
non-profit.
They're not non-profit. They're definitely for-profit. Like
no, the NFL was founded as a non-profit organization.
In 1903. This is not 1903. This is a very old organization.
So you think they changed their
1,000%.
tax classification?
They haven't been non-profit for decades, man.
Okay.
Like there's too much money involved to be non-profit. The TV deals and whatnot, and that's a whole nother conversation. Look, Colin, baby, Colin. I'm a guy that's on your side. You want to protest and preach for racial injustice against black people, I'm all for that. Your training to get back in the NFL ain't got shit to do with that. And you cannot lump those two together. You just can't. If you've been telling people for 3 years you want a job, and you go out there and you do that.
And then they say, hey, come interview at our location, and you're like, no, I don't want to interview there. We're going to interview at my house.
Of some paperwork that you didn't feel comfortable signing. If you didn't feel comfortable signing, then by all means, but from the paperwork that came out to the public, there was only one thing that changed from the standard waiver agreement for whatnot for an NFL workout to what you wanted. And that was just simply this. If anything happens to any of your players that you have working out with you or no one gives you a job, you can't sue.
Oh, so
Is that so
essentially,
wrong?
wait, here's the thing. So they're saying that if he gets injured during the workout, that he can't
or
sue
anyone
either?
that he has, like remember, you're working out your body, these people that you brought your own receivers to throw past to, like if anything get injured, that's not the NFL's fault. This is your workout. They're having you hold it so the NFL teams could come and see you, but
they didn't even have to do that. They didn't have to give him that venue to be able to use.
They didn't. And again, a lot of people who are in these organizations are black.
So why is he doing that?
It's a slap in the face to those people who
stuck their neck out for him.
I'm pretty positive if even a third of those teams, 24 total that came out to the Atlanta Falcons practice field, would have given you a job. You had some high-profile teams that could have used a quarterback, including the Miami Dolphins. Your wife's calling. And it's like, dude,
So your wife's
dude, why do you do this? And people need to understand, before people say I'm hating on Colin Kaepernick, I need you to understand something. That year he went to the Super Bowl, great. But in the next 3 seasons that followed, he had losing records as the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. I think a lot of y'all overlooked that. Oh, he's such a great quarterback. Then if you took him to the Super Bowl, why don't you take him back the next 3 years? Oh, y'all don't want to talk about that. At the end of the day,
I can't talk about his career because I didn't really watch him as a player until he was in the public eye for the kneeling. So
making my point.
Yeah.
So that I'm not saying you're using this to overshadow that.
I ain't gonna front like I knew who he was.
You took the team to the Super Bowl, and let's be clear, you came in the middle of the season and took it to the Super Bowl. Okay, so some other quarterback already got you there. You got injured, and you took over that team, took it to the Super Bowl, and you lost. Neither here nor there. But the next 3 seasons, you don't give your team a winning record despite several of your high-profile defensive ends retiring, walking away from the game and whatnot. I get it. That hurts. But you are still that guy. They paid you as that man. And by the way, you got close to $100 million while being the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. So it's not like you walked away broke. So I don't necessarily feel your plight as a man sitting on close to $60 million in cash. It hits a little different thinking about that. So, okay, you saying all this stuff now, but you already got your money. I'm not getting this. And Ed Reed, the guy that's backing you, is still in the league. So I don't really hear what you talking about neither. I'm not saying you're wrong, but it kind of throws a little salt on the game. So, Colin, I just want to say this. People are not going to like me saying this. They got on Stephen A. Smith asked about the same thing. you blew your own chance, bro. I understand you want to, if this is about football, then keep all that other shit away. If this is about injustice, then you shouldn't be trying to get a job with a team anyway.
All right, well, it looks like we are going to commercial break.
We really are. Because I might unload off on this Jufro having that thing. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Here's the Black Blanket.
Nestle.
We'll be right back. Spin me some, please.
You are now tuned in to K1ng Radio, the #1 independent radio station in South Florida.
Been over, then I murder. Call gunner if you want your burger. Oh, baby, you be lying your verses. I be here and say you buying them purses. I can't even lie, you ain't my type. You ain't even know that fine in person. I can guarantee you if you my kind, she got every bag you can imagine. Big house, I can really be bragging. 100,000 in my mouth like what's happening. Not the big cheap tea that's embarrassing. He ain't me, you can keep the comparison. My bitch, probably one of the baddest. Good girl, turning into a savage. This bitch got a problem in traffic. We can't do it matching G-Wagon. Low key, I been keeping it classy. Could be really out here doing them nasty. Niggas couldn't even see me in last year. Just started and them niggas in last year. I ain't even tried to and I passed them. Giving looks, I contribute to fashion. Drop a song, I be giving them captions. Stand alone, not your regular rapper. Brand new car is noisy. Come through and it's roaring. You ain't gotta worry, don't care about your boyfriend. See me and get nervous, I damn near did it perfect. Work hard and determined, it's safe to say I earned it. Whoa, yeah. None of you guys can flash me. Whoa. Matter of fact, none of you guys can hide me. Whoa. Post my drip up daily just so they can see. Whoa. Turn me up some more so my haters can hear. Whoa. I put it dope in the back of the car and I tell her to go. She when she lands, she ready to band, she back on the road. She know how I get when I get in that mode. Ain't fucking with bitches, ain't buying no clothes. Only do shows and make me some songs. Make sure that other shit come and get sold. We fuck with these scribbles cause we play with pose. We play with our money and not with our nose. I used to go to the west to get lost. I just came back from the west with a trophy. I'm on some motion. She said she missed it and sending emojis. No time to kick it on my waist in motion. Can't say I miss you, I don't got emotions. I'm on that back when I step on the flow shit. I'm on that me and the broken Godot shit. I'm on that back when I stood at the stove shit. Ain't going broke, I'm just back on my old shit. I'm taking drugs, I don't know how to cope it. I know one thing, I'm never gonna be hopeless. If you tell them what was said, you a rodent. Try the new Corvette like you stole it, yeah. Brand new car is noisy. Come through and it's roaring. You ain't gotta worry, don't care about your boyfriend. See me and get nervous, I damn near did it perfect. Work hard and determined, it's safe to say I earned it. Whoa, yeah. None of you guys can flash me. Whoa. Matter of fact, none of you guys can hide me. Whoa. Post my drip up daily just so they can see. Whoa. Turn me up some more so my haters can hear. Brand new car is noisy. Come through and it's roaring. You ain't gotta worry, don't care about your boyfriend. See me and get nervous, I damn near did it perfect. Work hard and determined, it's safe to say I earned it. Whoa, yeah. None of you guys can flash me. Whoa. Matter of fact, none of you guys can hide me. Whoa. Post my drip up daily just so they can see. Whoa. Turn me up some more so my haters can hear. Whoa.
This one I better do with the jabata. Me, I no get time, I did da. Dada cover my face, calling me la ba. Biggie man, we know they wear a bada. Tell me, my nigga, what's it come? G-Wagon, all the Bentley, they get them, ride the boat. I no feet, die for nothing, my nigga. What's it gon' be? G-Wagon, all the Bentley, they get them, ride the whip. I no feet, die for nothing. Make you no say anything when you do, them must commend it. I can't come and keep myself. So anything when I do, I try to do on my way. I can't come and keep myself. Plenty so far we face just to make sure money day. But my people then go say I know one buy, I know one die, I know one payment. I want enjoy, I want chop life, I want buy motor, I want build house, I still want to know. Tell me, my nigga, what's it come? G-Wagon, all the Bentley, the girl them, ride the whip, I know feet, die for nothing. My nigga, what's it gonna be? G-Wagon, all the Bentley, the girl them, riding with me, I know feet. Different things them happening, schemes and packaging. In a one night, 4 shows, I'm juggling. Flow like the ocean, my boat, I'm paddling. Shara fella, that's my bro, my family. Frozen trace. When it comes to money, I did concentrate. Make I tell you straight, you are not my mate. If you become a I be head of state. But my people then go say, I know one buy, I know one die, I know one payment. I want enjoy, I want chop life, I want buy motor, I want build house, I still want to know. Tell me, my nigga, what's it gonna be? G-Wagon, all the Bentley, the girl them, ride the whip, I know feet, die for nothing. My nigga, what's it gonna be? G-Wagon, all the Bentley, the girl them, ride the whip, I know feet, die for nothing. Oh no, I now.
You are now tuned in to K1ng Radio, the #1 independent radio station in South Florida.
O'Reilly's
Auto Parts.
Cut that check. Got me fucked up. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Black Blanket. It is I, the biggest of homies for the ring, alongside my co-host
Lorena PK Leona.
And Mr. Wilson had to take his ass home because
the wife was calling.
Family life, church, preach, tabernacle, and all that.
Where your wife at?
I have no idea. Why are you asking?
Well, we was talking about wives. I'm the only one here not married. That's my choice. I've been proposed to. I just turned them down because I'm not going to settle just because somebody proposed to me. I'm wait for the right one to come along. The one that's going to buy me aloe instead of flowers. That's when you know. What you looking at? They can't even see you on that camera for you to be looking back at it.
My head was totally in the camera right there.
Right in the little corner.
Folks. And before we continue, I want to give another shout out to another people that should be cutting me a check because I just feel like giving people shout outs.
Stop giving shout outs if they ain't cutting the check yet.
They gonna cut the check. Listen.
All right, if you say so.
Ring is a household name.
Is it?
A known fact that'll get you far.
Okay.
I stole that from Arsenal when he conceded that ball, but it makes no difference. I'm fired.
Oh.
So,
it still rhymed because you said far and then bar.
It's good to see Wilson out there with his daughter. She's gotten so big since.
I know, she's so adorable.
And he's got a long way to go before.
Wait, how old is she now? She about to be 2?
I don't think she's 1 yet.
Are you sure? No, she's 1.
Well, it might be 1, but she's a long way from potty training. And
oh my gosh! Speaking of,
yeah, what happened with that?
Man, potty training is quite the journey. Oh man, I mean she's doing better now though. I've at least gotten her to start saying when she needs to go. So like what I've done now is I ask her, "Do you need to potty?" And she'll shake her head yes, and I'll say I need to potty, and she'll say I need to potty. So she surprised me today because I was laying on the couch and then she came to me and she says, "Mommy, I need to potty," and I was like, "Yes, that's it." And I think I scared her because I got too excited. So, but I was like, okay, let's go. But I was excited that she actually came and said it to me because I'm supposed to be switching her to a new school, and they require that she be able to do that. So we're working on it. But my mom told me that leading by example is the key. So when I go to the bathroom, I should say, I need to use the bathroom, or I need to go, or whatever, so that she can see that that's what you do before you go to the bathroom, so she can get in the habit of saying when she needs to go to the bathroom rather than waiting until it's too late.
It's low-key creepy. I mean, we grown. We just go.
Right, but leading by example, because children emulate what they see. They learn by what they see.
That's why she always got her hand on her hip.
I don't always have my hand on my hip.
I was just messing with you, Sid.
So, she, it comes in steps, because you first have to get them into the habit of actually using the toilet and knowing, their cue when they feel the need or feel the urge to go.
It is quite a journey, because I remember at the beginning of the year, last time I visited, that she was not ready to go potty training at all. So I mean, in the span of a year, she's gotten there.
Yeah, and now we're just working on her verbal cues, because she knows when she needs to go. She's aware. She's quite aware, and but she was fidgety, and she would fuss, and she'll be fussy and be like and not say anything. But I've gotten her to be more vocal and say that she needs to go, which is great.
She does the cutest thing, man. Like whenever she gotta go poo, she just run off to like a corner somewhere and just bend over, standing up, and you just know.
That is not cute. Like sometimes she'll be on her hands and knees and she like backing her way into the corner like
that is not cute. And that is
she's like backing up, reversing into the corner because she's trying to hide. I'm like, hey, what are you doing over there? Are you pooping? And then she'll run. No. But she'll come to me. Are you pooping? Don't try to change the subject.
So it is the struggle. So let me ask you a question. You got any tips you would like to give any parents out there who are about to reach this stage?
As far as potty training goes, I'm not an expert on the subject because I'm still going. I'm still in the trenches. But
any like things you should buy for children or whatever?
There's no particular tool that is idiot proof, I would say, or foolproof. The only thing I say is patience. Patience is the key when it comes to potty training, and being very communicative about what's going on. A lot of times we forget that our children are little people, and sometimes all it takes is just talking to them. Sometimes all you have to do is communicate, and although they may not be able to verbalize how they're feeling or verbalize their understanding of what you're saying, they do understand what you're saying, and they can absorb the information you're imparting upon them. So just letting them know that, what you need them to do, letting them know that it's okay, letting them know that it's normal. And positive reinforcement is the biggest thing when it comes to potty training. When they do something properly, like don't reprimand them when they have an accident, or when they have some they don't do something properly. Reward them when they do something correct, and just correct them lovingly. Let them know, okay, instead of doing this, positive redirection. Instead of doing this, let's try this. And I've had my moments where I've gotten short-tempered and been frustrated with her, and I'll be like, oh, okay, can we do this right? So I've been guilty of that, and I know it's not always easy to be that way, but it does help when you do the positive reinforcement and you're able to communicate with them and let them. And children love rewards. They love praise. They love to know when they're doing things right. So the positive reinforcement and the reward system is probably one of the best tools for proper potty training.
Parents, for those of you that want a few tools you might want to actually purchase that might help, one of the things you should probably start with is a little booster seat that goes on top of the toilet.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
So that would be a great place
to
start.
That's once there, because here's the thing. The only time that in my house, the reason why it works is because I also have a stool for her, so she's able to step up to the toilet and sit on the toilet.
I feel that.
A lot of parents tend to buy the small potties that have the flushing noises and stuff like that. That works very well for some parents too. And even at my sister's house, we have that small one with the flushing noises, and my daughter likes to use that one. And it's very easy and simple for her because it resembles a real toilet, but it's smaller in size.
You
and
get
she
tired of dumping that out real quick.
I mean, it's not that bad because it comes out. So it's like it has a toilet seat, like our regular toilet seat that flips up, and then you just take the container out. The one at my house, the small potty that I had for her at my house isn't like that. So it's a very different cleaning process. But that one's fairly simple. And like I said, she likes to use that one because it resembles the regular toilet that we use, and it even has the little lever, and it makes the flushing noises. So it gets her in the swing of potty training, and they have the mini toilets at school, so that potty looks like the toilet she has at school.
Word. Also, getting your children into the repetition of using it every so often kind of makes them feel like, kind of gets like an internal clock ticking. Like,
yeah,
I feel like I should be going before somebody makes me go to the bathroom.
Establishing a routine is quite important because children, again, learn from repetition. And once they get used to a particular routine, so like Fed just said, they will have their own indication or their own response to when they need to go, and eventually they'll actually start doing it on their own without you having to indicate that it's time for them to do so. Like kind of like during the potty process, she knows that when she's done, she wipes and does all her stuff. She knows that she needs to flush. That's something that I don't know if any other parents have ever struggled with, teaching their children how to flush, but that has not been an issue with my daughter. She's very big on the flushing. Sometimes I'm like, okay, before you flush, can you like pull up your diaper and stuff? Like, let's get you back dressed before you just walk around flushing. But I mean, it's good that she does that.
Well, let's hope that, was she 3 now?
Yes, she is 3 now.
Yeah, her birthday did pass while we was gone.
Yes, her birthday was the second week of November. So she's a big girl now. She's 3.
So we out here.
I officially have a 3-year-old.
We are out here. And with it being you 3 years into motherhood, how much do you feel like you've changed as a person?
Personally, I don't know. I can't really say, but I've definitely gained a lot more patience as a mother. I didn't have a lot of confidence in my patience or my motherhood skills prior to having a child. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't do this. But I mean, over time, you kind of adjust, and I've really gotten over that whole babying them phase. Like, you're like, oh, I'm not gonna be mean to my kid. Like, that was me. I'm not gonna be mean to her. I'm not gonna be, I'm not gonna fuss at her. I'm gonna show her unconditional love all the time. And yeah, that's not possible, because then they take advantage. They take advantage of that, and they know how to play you. And eventually you're like, okay, you're doing too much. Like, don't. You really trying to take it there, and I love you, so you're going to try to push my buttons. And now she's getting older, and I realize she's more aware of these things and more aware of herself. So, I'm still working on that balance of not babying her and still being, stern without being mean. And even when I have my moments where I'm flustered and I may raise my voice or something, I still communicate to her and be like, listen, mommy's sorry. I didn't mean to raise my voice. Mommy's, a little frustrated right now. You can do this, and I redirect her. So, like I said before, communication is my biggest thing with my daughter. I don't know about anyone else, but with her, I try to always keep an open line of communication so that she understands what's going on, so she doesn't think that I'm just upset with her, or whatever the situation may be. She doesn't think that she has done anything wrong. I let her know mommy's doing something right now. Mommy's on the phone right now. Mommy's trying to do something. Give me a minute. I'll be with you in just a second. And I just communicate those things to her. And even if I don't communicate them to her right away, if I've done something after the fact, because she's very expressive. She's a Scorpio, so she wears her emotions on her sleeve. So I know when I've done something to hurt her feelings or to upset her, and I can see it on her face. She gives me that pouty face that, like, you've been really mean to me, and I apologize. That's one thing that I try to exercise very much, is making sure that I apologize to her when I know I've done something that was either unnecessary or wrong, or something that may have hurt her feelings. Even if it wasn't wrong, or I was just in what I did, I do still apologize for the way it came out or for how it made her feel, just so that she knows that I'm aware of her feelings and I would never want to do anything to hurt her. I know it was a little long-winded.
No,
I'm sorry.
Listen, we're making the transition for those that are watching the show right now from internet radio to regular radio style format. So every now and then we can have these nice conversations. It's all gravy.
Okay.
On a personal note, shout outs to Miss Cherie Dixon. Sorry your ex-boyfriend thinks that something is happening between you and I and canceled your movie night. Polar bastard.
Who's Cherie Dixon?
To the ex, you're her ex. Just, I don't know what.
Is that the chick that you went to go change her tire?
Hell no, man. Not that Susie. Get the
Susie. Yeah, never mind.
Man, look.
I knew it was an S.
Ooh.
I knew it was an S. I just got mixed up. You got too many.
I don't.
Girl.
You know what? You know what's cool, and I want to say this so we can just.
You got too many.
Before we go to commercial break. Because we got to talk about this Democratic
I'm gonna ask the question before we talk about the Democratic debate.
Go ahead.
Nah, I asked when we come back from. All right, fine. You want me to ask it now? Guys, or even girls, ladies, if you call one of your homeboys and you got a flat tire, and your homeboy is at work, and he leave his job, he not on lunch, he not on break, he just leave in the middle of his shift to come change your tire, and you in a whole relationship, and this homeboy come change your tire. I don't even know what the question I'm posing.
Exactly, because you didn't know that he was going. So let me tell y'all what the fuck happened, right? Because you know you want to put me out there.
Bruh, you wasn't even on lunch, dog. You weren't on lunch or nothing.
Can I
Okay,
talk?
go ahead.
First and foremost,
putting his job on the line you.
Shout outs to the fine folks.
I'm just saying.
Shout outs to the fine folks at Ford Motor Company who have awarded me a lot of things that most people who work there cannot get away with, including the ability to walk the fuck away from my desk if need be.
Off the premises is a whole nother thing than away from your desk.
It worked for you Friday? Wednesday? Yeah, it worked for you Wednesday, didn't it?
What worked for me Wednesday?
When I got to walk away from my desk.
Listen, see, our dynamic is very different from any other. Yes. A
favor's a favor, right?
Okay, see, but the favors that
I ain't have to do either. It's the point.
Right, no.
Am I wrong? Did I have to do either? Yes or no?
You didn't have to do either. Okay, so what favor? What is she providing to you though? What is she doing for you?
No one does anything for me now.
Okay, you're training her. That's your whole girlfriend out here. You're training her. You go to the gym. Oh, you were training her.
Was.
He was her personal trainer. This nigga you're not even fit. You're just skinny. Because even when you started going to the gym, you was like, damn, I can go to the bathroom better now. Like, bruh, you don't even go to the gym. But you gonna train somebody?
Because what they Because what they specifically wanted.
What she specifically wanted was some of that meat.
I don't have no problem being able to assist with that.
First of all, her boyfriend, whoever that dude was about 80 years old. Grandpa. So he couldn't run it up in her. So that's why she wanted you to train her.
Listen, I don't train animals.
Let me stop. Because y'all gonna start thinking that I won't fed, and I don't want to put that misconception out there.
It is. Fed don't train animals. Okay, you put them down. Let's be clear on something.
Are you serious?
Let's be clear on something, all right?
Bro, we supposed to be going to commercial.
No. Let me get this out. I'm a person that believes in karma to the fullest. 100%. Several weeks ago, when I was out there running someone else around, my partner radio, my tire blew out on I-95 at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. Someone stopped to try to help me out. Now, eventually, they couldn't assist too much more, but I eventually made it to where I needed to go safely. My homeboy Jake helped me go get a tire, got me to where I need to go, help me put the thing on. No problem. So, when
you left work, though.
Hear me out. Now, I'm a person that believes wholeheartedly that it's easy to make excuses for anything you do not or cannot do. The way I see it, if I absolutely, and I'm gonna brief this to a short story. My family spent Thanksgiving together, but my little sister and my older brother could not go because they had to go to work. Now that type of shit pisses me off. Because I don't believe that anyone should be in a position where someone is able to tell you you can't spend time with your family because you have to go make money. That your time here is worth the money being traded, not spent time. There's literally no one that can tell me I can't take off for a holiday if I want to go see someone bad enough. I see my mother as often as I can because I know there's going to come a day when I can't do that. It's one of the things I regret before my grandmother passed away, despite spending the last 4 months of her last year's life, or last month of life. Neither here nor there. If there's a way that I can do something, and I know that there are things that are positioned that allow me to go do something, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to say, no, I cannot, knowing damn well that's a lie when I can. So when I took off work to go pick this person up, to go take them to
So if you would have lost your job from going to help her change her tire, you would have been all right with that?
If I knew I was going to lose my job, I wouldn't have taken it. Again, if I know I can do something, me not doing something is me saying that I don't want to. And I'd rather just say I don't want to than saying I cannot. That is BS. There are too many people who just don't want to do something knowing that they can. I don't look at it as...
I'm just saying, the stuff that you do for this chick, you acting like you get in the box. Like, you go out your way a lot for her. I'm just saying.
The second thing,
you do a lot.
And the second thing, when I went to go change the tires, I wasn't at work. I was
Oh, no. Oh, matter of fact, you went to go change her tire before work, but you picked her up to go... So she could have took the damn bus. The bus runs. You left work to drive all the way past where you normally go anyway, in the opposite direction to go pick her up, to drive her wherever the hell, and you ended up missing the rest of your shift to taxi her around. If you would have lost your job, tell me it would have been worth it. Tell me it would have been worth it.
I wouldn't have lost my job.
If you would have lost your job, tell me it would have been worth it. All right, then. Yeah. We'll be back. This is the black blanket. Oh, yeah? Yes, that box better be fire, my nigga. That box better be golden the way you act. Losing your job over a broad? Nah, fam. I'm a female and I feel like that's stupid.
Don't go there, because you know. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that used to follow the Loud Mind show, are well familiar with my what they consider a high body count. It's all bullshit.
We're supposed to be going to commercial break.
Yeah, because we got plenty of time. Because the next two subjects are going to be pretty short. So if you want to touch on this, here's the thing. I'm going to say this one more time. I believe in karma. This is not a thing of, because you're putting an intention with, like, if I would have lost my job. If I would have known at any point that I had an opportunity or that there was a chance I would not do something.
Okay, so
I don't. There are things that I don't risk, but if I know that there's no risk involved, I will do it. And then even if that
with no risk involved, who is she to you?
Even if that would have been the case, it's not an issue of who she was.
No, but I'm speaking as your friend right now. Real talk. Like not even as your coworker or your co-host. As a friend.
I'm glad you're saying this. Now, if relationships play a role in what you do for your own good karma and energy, since you believe so much in that type of shit, then you should understand that if someone didn't have to do that for me when I had the same issue.
But they were already on the road. They didn't come from wherever the hell they was to change your tire.
Okay.
That person. You said it was a stranger, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they were a passerby. That's called a good Samaritan.
I understand that.
There probably would have been a good Samaritan that could have took her. Uber, Lyft. There are so many other options.
And again,
you left work.
Your assumption is that she just called me and didn't exhaust all her options previously. You don't know. And that's another thing I don't like about how.
Based on what you told me, she just called you. You took her there. She broke down. You jumped up and left.
No. What happened was that she was on her way to an orientation.
Uh-huh.
Her car broke down by the Amscot off of New Haven before you get to Derry Road.
Why you being so specific?
No, because I want you to know exactly how close she was to where I was and why it was no problem going to go and get her.
Okay.
I picked her up and took her to an orientation, which was right on Derry, right by that Cumberland Farms over there. So she was only going around the corner. Now,
but you said you took her all the way home.
I took her home because she called AAA or whoever the hell she got with her insurance. They didn't have to have her there to be with the car. I took her home because I had time to do it. And while I was out there, went and go picked up somebody else's child. I think you know who that child is. I was killing 3 birds with 1 stone, and I knew that while I was out, since I was working on cases at the time, I could be away from my desk and even out the building. I have the liberty of doing stuff like that.
All right.
Now,
do you think
as far as the whole change of tire thing, I was off, and she didn't call nobody else.
You know why she keep calling you? And I'm gonna tell you this from a female perspective. For all the stuff she calls you for, you know why she keep doing it?
Call me twice.
Because she knows she can. As long as you keep letting her do that to you, she gonna keep on doing it.
You make that sound like a negative thing. You're saying let her do what to me?
Let her use you like that.
I changed 2 tires and gave her a ride to a job she probably ain't even goddamn get. I did my part.
So that was a waste of time. I've missed a wedding because I was like, yo, that shit ain't gonna last. I'm not gonna waste my time on something that you ain't. Nah, bruh. My time is precious.
Hey. And
if you don't feel the same way and you feel like you're gonna go out your way for this female, whoever she is,
you feel like it's going out my way. It's not going out my way.
All right, going in your way then. Going in your way for this female. Nigga, I don't care what did you call it. Like, what you're doing to me doesn't make any sense. You sound like a simp right now. Like, to me, the shit you doing is some simp shit.
But it sounds that would imply that I'm chasing for to get something out of her. I'm not.
All right. I would have told her to call her boyfriend, and I'm a female. I would have been like, yo, call your nigga.
Okay,
straight up.
On a tire broke down, whatever. When I took her home, her and the nigga was split up. By the time I went to go change the tires, I'm like, yo.
And then, while you're changing her tire, her brother pulls up. Why her brother ain't changed her tires?
That's why I left, nigga.
Bruh, he would have had to do that shit from jump. Wait till your brother get home, let that nigga change the tires.
He put the other two on.
Is she paying you to train her?
Huh?
Is she paying you to train her?
No.
Nigga, you tripping. You tripping. Let's go to commercial break, man.
All right, when we come back, we need to talk about this Democratic debate. The recent one that just took place that I did not see, and yet I'm still going to talk about it. Why? Because at the end of the day, I see something that's obvious from all the highlights on YouTube. No one won, and I think Trump has no fucking threat running into 2020. It's obvious. Y'all need to let this shit go, and I'm explaining why. It's the Black Blanket. We'll be right back.
Make it burn!
Yo, easy, that's my slime.
You are now tuned in to K1ng Radio, the #1 independent radio station in South Florida.
Around the clock, I call it pop. Yeah. Take the motor rate and push it up a notch. Yeah. Dissing in the songs we got your brother shot. Yeah, I got a gangster bitch, I make her fuck the ops. Cause when you fucking on her, she gon' send a drop. I sling out, but I like to rap a lot. Yeah. I got mob ties just like rap a lot. Yeah. I keep a stick, my heart cold, pop sicker. Holla tips, make a nigga do the wiggle. Yeah, catch a shooter, bend him up, we make him cripple. I dream of murder, got a Glock under my pillow. I drop a bag and tell Osama, fuck it up. Yeah. Bullets hit his stomach, give him bubble guts. Yeah. Niggas wanna try me, but don't got the guts. Yeah. Cause they know talking fly can get your feathers plucked. Yeah. Rather stick and burn a nigga like chlamydia. Play with me, my shooters coming for the city. Rappers like the rag dick, tell them get it up. Don't trust a bitch, got my stick, fucking on the sweat. I've been putting that out on niggas back since Debo. This is not a Smith & Wesson, this a Draco. They say them niggas stacking bodies just like Legos. Take you out for the cream, that's a Maxo. These days niggas like to cap a lot. 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 Bandana wrapped around the Glock, I call it pop. Yeah. Take the motor rate and push it up a notch. Yeah. Dissing in the songs we got your brother shot. Yeah, I got a gangster bitch, I make her fuck the ops. Cause when you fucking on her, she gon' send a drop. I sling out, but I like to rap a lot. Yeah. I got mob ties just like rap a lot. Yeah. I keep a stick, my heart cold, pop sicker. Holla tips, make a nigga do the wiggle. Catch a shooter, bend him up, we make him cripple. I dream of murder, got a Glock under my pillow. I drop a bag and tell Osama, fuck it up. Yeah. Bullets hit his stomach, give him bubble guts. Yeah. Niggas wanna try me, but don't got the guts. Yeah. Cause they know talking fly can get your feathers plucked. Yeah. Rather stick and burn a nigga like chlamydia. Play with me, my shooters coming for the city. Rappers like the rag dick, tell them get it up. Don't trust a bitch, got my stick, fucking on the sweat. I've been putting that out on niggas back since Debo. This is not a Smith & Wesson, this a Draco. They say them niggas stacking bodies just like Legos. Take you out for the cream, that's a Maxo. These days niggas like to cap a lot. These days niggas like to cap a lot. These days niggas like to cap a lot. These days niggas like to cap a lot.
Yo.
See,
JD on the track, on the track, on the track.
I don't niggas wanna wet me. I might fuck her if she sexy. My little niggas, we be running schemes. Yeah, my little niggas, we be running schemes. Yeah, my little nigga running scheme. We don't do the pilot. My little nigga running scheme, bitch, you know we wildin'. My little nigga running scheme, bitch, just money pilot. Just like girls gone wild, I leave a nigga topless. We don't talk to cops, so don't be running up in my project. Running up with the tank, I'm serving crack right out the complex. Niggas, they won't be from yelling, who else finna die next? Who else finna die next? I just got the dirty stick, we finna go murder shit. I'm on my see murder shit. I see no limit, flexi man with holes in it. Off the porch, I dove in it. We not leaving no witness, nigga, that's a long sentence. In the kitchen like a chemist, like I serve, like I'm Dennis. I'm not slipping on my pimpin', they are. If you get the trippin', we got big smoke. Big smoke. Yeah, the whole city fuck that bitch, she a big hoe. I'm talking big low. I'm finessing with the best of them. We gon' come back and get the rest of them. 500K up in the safe, it's just in case. Back in the day, a nigga had to hit the race. Just at 14, I put the police on the chain. Through the back door, jump out the porch and hit the gate. We run the scheme, you nigga best high up your lane. We run the scheme, you nigga best high up your lane. My little nigga run the scheme, we don't do the pilot. My little nigga run the scheme, bitch, you know we wildin'. My little nigga run the scheme, bitch, just money pilot. Just like girls gone wild, I leave a nigga topless. We don't talk to cops, so don't be running up in my project. Running up with the tank, I'm serving crack right out the complex. Niggas, they won't be from yelling, who else finna die next? Who else finna die next?
I was robbing shit, bitch. Oh, that nigga gotta gave me a contract. I was smoking shit. Come around me, you gon' get a contact. And that ratting shit, that's the type of shit that'll get your son wet. And that hating shit, that's the reason you don't never get your mom back. Cutthroat city where I'm from. Niggas still stealing where I'm from. Niggas still tryna run a scheme, cause they still bidding where I'm from. I ain't talking about me Mill when I say they poppin' with us where I'm from. All these niggas wanna do is kill Malcolm in the middle where I'm from. I'm sexy chocolate, so it's understood she gon' give me head. Her friends blocking, cause she more happy when we in the bed. I'm still popping, ace of spade, nigga till I'm dead. I'm running schemes, when I saw the laws I had to flee.
I don't niggas wanna wet me. I might fuck her if she sexy. My little niggas, we be running schemes. Yeah, my little niggas, we be running schemes. Yeah, my little nigga running scheme, we don't do the pilot. My little nigga running scheme, bitch, you know we wildin'. My little nigga running scheme, bitch, just money pilot. Just like girls gone wild, I leave a nigga topless. We don't talk to cops, so don't be running up in my project. Running up with the tank, I'm serving crack right out the complex. Niggas, they won't be from yelling, who else finna die next? Who else finna die next? My little nigga.
We got London on the track.
Fuck nigga, you niggas soft in the tissues. You niggas arguing like bitches. You arguing on Instagram. You niggas typing on Twitter and Facebook. Referee, I got the whistle.
You are now tuned in to K1ng Radio, the #1 independent radio station in South Florida.
Your boy, Mr. Wilson.
He had to go home and tend to his family. Now, these last two subjects will be kind of like polar opposites. I don't know if anyone's caught the most recent Democratic debates. And the reason why it seems to be only the Democratic debates because we kind of know who the fuck the front runner is going to be for 2020 for the Republican side.
Is Hillary running again?
I don't think so.
Okay.
They got their nigga, okay?
They nigga, who? Trump?
They got their nigga over there. I know you don't like it when I call him nigga, but like Trump, they don't like that call him a nigga.
He do some niggerish shit.
They've clearly selected their person. Now, for a while, and I do want to say this, let me preface my comments by saying that normally I don't like to speak on things I don't know too much about, but in this particular instance, I feel like it don't really take much to pick up on it. Every single Democratic debate that's taken place so far, in a field of 20 to start with, which is already a problem that so many people were in the running, clearly the Democratic Party is in a goddamn mess. History also doesn't work in their favor because there have only been, I believe, 3 or 4 presidents in the country's history that did not secure a second term. So the chances of this guy not getting a second term are pretty damn low to begin with.
That sucks.
So,
I mean, granted, I don't know what the financial state of the country is up to this point during his presidency, because essentially
it's still good. He's just got nothing to do with it. He's taking credit, but he's got nothing to do with it.
You said it's no good, or
no? It's still good. He's taking the credit for it, but he's got nothing to do with it.
Well, I mean, a lot of people felt, or many of the people who supported him felt like he would be a good president because he was a businessman. Granted, he was not that great of a businessman anyway, but they felt like having a businessman as a president would be a good idea in regards to the financial state of the country, which I don't really know what it is right now, because apparently, I mean, as far as I know, the best that in my lifetime that the best financial state the country has been in was when the Clinton administration. That, to my knowledge, that was when the country was in the best state of financially. As far as where it's at right now, I know we've been in a $1 trillion, upwards of $1 trillion debt, in a deficit for the longest time, and I honestly think that it's just a game. It's a game played by the wealthy, because realistically, the president has nothing to do with he has the power to make decisions, but I don't think he actually has a hand in the financial state of the country. That is more up to the Department of Treasury and the lawmakers, which is the legislative branch, right? You know, but between the legislative branch and the Department of Treasury, that would determine what the financial state of the country is. Now, granted, during the Clinton administration, he had House dominance in the legislative. The Democrats had control of the House, right, back in that administration. So
it's the Senate that's the problem right now.
Oh, see, I don't see, and I don't know what role. Well, I mean, the Senate is still part of the legislative branch because it's the House of Representatives and the Senate.
Yeah, but the Senate is largely Republican dominated right now.
I mean, isn't the House as well?
No.
We have the Democrats.
We took a lot of seats in the House.
The Democrats have the House. Okay, because I don't like to say we because I don't
have them, but we have a majority of the seats in the House right now.
I don't like to say we because I'm impartial when it comes to politics, because we have good and bad on both sides.
People should vote for policies and not for a person.
Exactly. So, what these parties are supposed to stand for are never static. They change and they waver based on who has the money at the time. So, excuse me. No, I'm almost done. So, in regards to whether or not he was a good president or a bad president, all of his antics, I feel like, are more primarily for publicity. It has nothing to do with the policies, nothing to do with what's going on. He's essentially a figurehead and a distraction for other countries, for the public, and for everyone to pay attention to, while the House and the Senate and anyone else involved does what they want to do behind the scenes. And because, like I said, the president has no hand in the financial state of the country. That's up to the legislation and the Treasury.
They have roles in that.
No, I'm saying the president, like I said, he has the power to make decisions. He has the power to make the decisions and have a final say-so, but does he actually actively participate in it?
Of course. Again, the whole idea behind winning
Trump.
Again, the whole idea, I'm speaking from a person that knows politics. As a person that knows politics.
I don't know. I try not to delve too deep.
The idea of having either the House or the Senate controlled, or having seats in many places controlled by your specific party, is to ensure that the things that you want to have put in place during your presidency that will outlive your presidency can be put into place.
Yeah.
It's harder for Democrats, even let's say back when Obama was president. When Obama was president for his 2 terms, the Senate was largely dominated by the Republicans, and so was the House of Representatives.
Oh, so they were giving him pushback all over.
So as a Democratic president, it's hard to get past things when the people on the other side have their own agendas in place.
Right.
But when it comes to shit like healthcare, everyone's affected by healthcare. So it's like, okay, we'll meet in the middle right here for this one thing.
And that's the only reason why we got the Affordable Care Act.
Correct.
Okay.
So the thing is that's why I say it's important to vote on policies and not for agreement. When you can find something that all Americans have an issue with or can agree on, the parties have no choice but to side together.
The Affordable Care Act, yes, in concept it was great, but the way that it was implemented, I feel like could have been executed better.
That's not up for debate, but at the end of the day, when you're making it a thing where you want to, so essentially bringing, a subsidy to, for those of you that don't know what the Affordable Care Act was, which was
Obamacare. Most people know it as Obamacare.
That was put out, I believe it was either 2011, 2012.
I believe it was 2012.
Basically, it created a subsidy for people who made only so much money, if you were like on the poor side or like below the middle class, to allow you to actually afford to get a healthcare plan, but it also required you to have a healthcare plan through your job or on your own, and if you didn't, that you would be penalized if you made a certain amount of money by not having healthcare, because the idea was to make sure. It also made sure that people could not be, turned away from healthcare for already having pre-existing conditions, something that the big pharmaceutical companies and healthcare companies did not like, because they like to be able to turn people the fuck away because some things are considered too high risk and they don't want to pay that money out. I get it, but in concept, it was a great idea which put a lot of people, including folks like myself, who is also on an Affordable Care Act plan, the right to be able to get a lot of things done that otherwise they would have been waiting for years to do. While we are trying our best to move towards a universal health care plan for the country, while still allowing people to have their own private insurance, that's a ways off because people don't agree on that, and I get it, but that's neither here nor there. Back to the issue at hand. I did not watch the recent Democratic debate. I am 1,000% positive the field of 20 has shrunken down to something a lot smaller, but either way, I have seen nothing that has impressed me, nothing that makes me believe that anyone that is left standing, including the former Vice President Joe Biden, who has been probably the weakest candidate out of all the candidates who have come across, because whenever something has to do with Obama and it's good, oh, I was there with them, but when it's not, oh, that was Obama. My nigga, you can't flake on people like that, because you know how we fuck with him, and we can't have that wishy-washy shit. For the guy, Andrew Yang, who wants to go with this whole, we want to give everybody over the age 18 $1,000 a month, for however many years to help them out. My dude, you got to give us more than that, because that $1,000 is only going to help so many people. And if you're poor, that $1,000 might not help anyone goddamn at all, because they're so far in the hole it doesn't help. Now, Bernie Sanders, on the other hand, has people afraid because they believe that he's going to bring in democratic socialism. If you don't know what socialism is, go Google it, because I ain't got time to explain it. The point is, there's no one that has a clear-cut plan, even a guy like Bernie Sanders, that makes us feel like he can take down, and I don't want to say this, I hate having to say this, the monster that is Trump. Because what he's done so far, which hasn't really affected too many people, has allowed him to actually remain in office and gain a much stronger following. He has managed to take control of some very blue cities and states.
Let me tell you,
play a huge role come election 2020.
Trump is the equivalent of the equivalent of the mean girl head cheerleader in the school. That is what Trump is. And the reason why I said head cheerleader mean girl rather than the jock is because his behavior and the way he, from what I can see, the way he conducts himself, all that petty shit he be doing, like, it's that mean girl shit.
To be honest, the reason why and I'm not going to say people don't like when I say this because I don't discuss this with too many people. I'm not mad Trump won. Not one damn bit. What people need to understand is that the office of the President of the United States is literally the personification of the American dream, that you can do whatever you want. And it's proven the fact that it, of all jobs, requires the least amount of
prerequisites. Yeah. There's
35 years old, American-born citizen. And even if you're not American-born, at least be here for 14 years. What job is easier to get than that? There's a nigga pushing carts at Walmart right now in your hood. That's a piss test, got his blood drawn, took a goddamn test or whatever, did a whole questionnaire and shit. Do you agree, strongly disagree? If someone steals something, would you look the other way? He had to do all that. He
just
pushes carts for $11 per change an hour. This nigga makes $40,000 a year being president, and he's already worth $3.2 million. So let's not act like this is about the money.
You said 400,000 or 40,000?
No, $400,000 a year.
Oh, God, I was about to say 40,000.
That's the salary of the president. Some congressmen make more than that, but that's another conversation for later. This guy didn't have to do anything. So when people say, oh, he should hold some type of political office in the past, now that would sound fine, but then we have less people who will be qualified to get into office.
All right, when I turn 35, I'm going to run for president.
Knock yourself out. Knock yourself out, and I hope you fucking win. I mean, prepare for the headaches of working at 4 in the morning for the next 4 years, but I mean, hey.
Nah, man, the scrutiny that you have to be under by running for president, I'm not prepared for any of that shit, because my entire life would get picked apart. From freaking elementary school, from childhood all the way on up. They would pick apart everything about my life. I don't have time for none of that. I am not ready for that smoke.
So, I'm just saying, like, Democrats, you have, the primaries are coming up in January. So, people are already going to be able to start voting next month. Like, that's scary.
Didn't we have the primaries earlier this month? Oh, well, last month, because we in December now.
I mean, there's elections every November for other stuff that's going on locally, but like the primaries are literally next month in January, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they're January next month, the primaries. So people have opportunities to like take control, and again, we don't have a fucking front runner on the Democrats.
What? No.
The primaries are what happened when several states.
Right.
It's not the same as early voting. It's not the same as early voting.
Are you sure?
Positive. I don't know if it's January per se, but I know.
Isn't the next because the inauguration is after the presidency every 4 years, right? If there's a new president.
2021.
How 21 is not a multiple of 4?
The elections take place in 20 and multiple of 4 in even years, and then the president is inaugurated the following January. Inaugurated the following January. So the elections are coming up in 2020.
2020, okay.
And then he's inaugurated 2021.
Okay, so
January.
the inauguration is 2021.
Yes. Because it gives the leaving president a few months to like get things in order.
You're right.
Leave out.
You're right, because I remember.
Obama won in 2008. He came in 2009.
Yeah, because
he won in 2012. Came in 2013.
He got inaugurated on my 20th birthday.
Yep.
Obama got inaugurated. Yeah, my birthday's on inauguration day, so unfortunately I had to endure that for my 27th birthday. Wait, no, 20. I don't remember. Whatever. 20. No, because remember, the never mind. Whatever. Yeah.
Well, in any case,
25th, 26th, whatever.
This is Democrats. You don't have much time left. Please figure out who you want to lead this thing, and just push them. Because this is what the hell happened last election, where by the time y'all got to Hillary, it was too late. It was too late, and people really felt like she shouldn't have won our nomination, to represent the Democrats to begin with. And don't blow this. Yeah, it's not looking good already, because history shows what happens with two-term presidents. It's not looking good already. They already have that guy. They're already low-key campaigning right now, and y'all still don't have a person to lead us. Well,
a person to represent
your party.
Yeah, a person who represents that party. I see, and I never say us because them people don't represent me.
But in any case, we have 1 minute left. Coming to America 2 is happening. It's real. All the people are coming back. Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, Lou Nell, Rick Ross. We have.
So who's gonna play the mom?
What you mean?
She passed.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they get somebody else, or they might have her not written into the script. But even James Earl Jones, he'll be back too.
James Earl Jones,
the fat guy, Queen to me, he'll be back too. Everyone's back, and then some, and even some people that we can't name right now, because.
So who gonna play Samuel L. Jackson role? Wait, no, Samuel L. Jackson's still alive. My bad.
Is this a mistake?
What?
Have them do Coming to America 2.
We can only see. It depends on what they got up their sleeve. It took them how many years? Almost 30 years to bring it back?
Well, it's 35 years.
Oh, what Coming to America was 86, 87? 84. Wow.
Yeah,
whoa.
So, yeah, man, Eddie Murphy. If you have Netflix, go watch that brand new Dolomite Is My Name on Netflix. That's his new movie. Lou Nell's in that as well. Wesley Snipes turns out he's a very funny person.
Is he?
As serious as he is, then people never knew that Wesley Snipes was so goddamn funny. He's also in Coming to America 2. Well, Coming to America.
Coming to.
stupid. Like.
You stupid.
Not you. I'm talking about that. When the movie comes out, I'll be sure to go ahead and watch it.
Because when I saw Coming to America, I thought I didn't realize it was second edition. I just don't want
Coming to America to be how they messed up. You know, I got the hookup to and How High to. Like
there's a How High to.
There's a How High to. It stars Lil Yachty and DC Young Fly.
What?
Yeah, you missed it. Flashback. Anyways, we out. Where can they find you?
Everything is LorenaLeona.com. Follow on Instagram at Lorena Leona LLC, and like the Shut Up and Listen page.
You can follow me. Everything is at Majesty Mike's. You can join the group Bomb First Battlegrounds. Protect the Crib is taking place February 22nd, 2020, with the pajama party taking place on January the weekend after MLK weekend. If you like pajama parties, you like lingerie, you like green snacks, please come through as therapy. By the way, don't forget to inbox the Black Blanket page if you want more information on T and Wombly, PA. If you want more information on the bill pay help and the program that they have to help our people out. It's the Black Blanket. We will see y'all next Sunday on the 8th. And don't forget, there are 5 Sundays in this month, which means
we got a special surprise for y'all.
5th Sunday is going the hell down. It's the Black Blanket. We love y'all.
You are now tuned in to K1ng Radio, the #1 independent radio station in South Florida.
You know, man, it's crazy. Talking about the bitch.
I try to stay away, but I still end up in the streets. And I'm from MIA, but I ain't talking about the bitchin'. Niggas ain't the dogs, cause they just tryna be a leechin'. Now she can't get caught, but I can tell that she a freakin'. If I get her alone, I know that she gon' let me deep in. I got her on her knees, now she gon' eat it like